Hamzambo family, welcome to the Rhythm Scripture right here on the Black Fire Network Media for the 21st century on the 3rd day of November, the year 2021. It's 9 minutes past 3 p.m. right here in Nairobi, and I want to say karibuni sana to yet another interesting broadcast of the Rhythm Scripture where we get to discuss arts, entertainment, culture, and of course news and updates from around the beautiful continent of Africa. My name is Spikes. Alongside my co-host Kate and Zobi.
Karibuni sana to the Rhythm Scripture. Hope you are doing great, and this day is coming great unto you. It is the 3rd of November, and of course the month is still young, but they say time waits for no man. As we bring you amazing entertainment, art and culture right here on the Rhythm Scripture, we hope to be interacting with you. As we say, we live and interactive on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on Instagram right here on the Black Fire Radio. My name is Joby.
Alongside Kate. Karibuni sana to our show for today. I hope you're good and your day is going smoothly, and we're looking forward to have an amazing conversation with you. Do make sure you interact with us on our website, on our pages, on our social media, and yeah, you're welcome.
And we hope that you are enjoying also getting to interact with us on those platforms like Joby did get to mention them. And this is one of the months in which in the Kenyan calendar we normally do not have many holidays, and you would like perhaps like to compare with last month. Last month we did have the Kenyatta Day or the Mashujaa Day. We also did have the Moi Day, which is now been turned to become the Utamaduni Day. This particular month, there was some rumors about us having a public holiday on the 4th of, not the 4th, but really on Diwali. I think that was on Thursday the 4th, tomorrow. Thursday the 4th. Yeah, but I get to understand that the government has not declared it as a public holiday. Some people had started getting overhyped about the public holiday, even though they are not Indians. I don't know about Kate and Joby, whether you guys have heard that rumor going around that tomorrow is a public holiday.
Of course, if you have the calendar on your phone, you know definitely it is on a holiday tomorrow. But Spike said it is not for the I don't want to say Africans, but it's not for...
It's for the Indians, but the government, Indians. I have seen the meme going around saying that tomorrow is not a public holiday. They had saying it's going to be a Diwali public holiday. Okay. And you remember we have seen the Diwali, the Indians sometimes back saying that they want to become they want to be recognized as the 45th tribe in Kenya. That is what they were saying, and I think they actually did even get recognized by the government as a 45th tribe. Is it the 45th or the 48th tribe? I don't know how many. The 48th or the 45th tribe. 47. So it should be 48. Yeah, the 48th tribe. But this is how you know whether you are actually getting recognized. The Diwali holiday is not going to be a public holiday right here in Nairobi because people have to get to work. We know that the Indian shops might be open. Some of them, the Indians, I'm not in, even when you do have public holidays like maybe the Mashujaa Day, you might go to some Indian shops and still find them open. So I do not see any difference. Even still tomorrow, perhaps if you were to go around, you might still find some shops, the Indian shops also being open.
But nowadays, people don't close their shop during holidays.
Sometimes they do. I think if you look, it depends on which holidays. For example, in December, the Christmas holidays, you find many shops are being closed.
You'll find so many people closing their shops because everyone wants to go and meet their parents, maybe in the villages. Everybody wants to go and have fun. Yeah, so you'll find so many people closing their businesses.
And that is why you might find, for example, people really, the hiking of the prices of the transport. When you're trying to move from one particular area around December 12th, or even at December 25th or 24th, you will find so many people having a hike their matatu prices. We call them matatu, the public means of transport right here. We normally do call it their matatu, and of course the manyangas as well. Those are two names that have been used for referring to a bit of the transport assistance. On today's show, we are looking forward to getting to engage with you on different issues. Some of them happening in South Africa. We shall also be casting spotlight in Nigeria, in Kenya, as well as other different African states. But before then, I want to share with us some wonderful African proverbs, and I want to take you all the way to Ghana. There are some wonderful words of wisdom shared by the Ghanaian. We call them Ohenga, so we will also call them the Ghanaian Ohenga. And one of them actually reads, "A child who asks questions does not become a fool." A child who asks questions does not become a fool. I have seen some curious young, individuals, very, very young, and they are very, very curious. So you hear them asking about why is this that, why is this, what is happening with this, And I do believe that we should also encourage curiosity among us young people, because eventually they will be able to also get to acquire some knowledge through that curiosity. If you don't have a curious mind, you are just there not even interested to learn anything, embracing ignorance in all its ways, and just there staying, without having any interest to read, to listen to material, to watch any material that will enlighten you and give you knowledge. Then you eventually become a fool, and that is why we are having some people on the African continent being stuck in poverty, because you not even want to engage your mind in thinking and do also critical thinking for your own. But for children, yes, they should be encouraged. Sometimes people do say that they wish they would have like the spirit like child of curiosity. When you grow up, there are so many things happening around you. You embrace adulthood, and the responsibilities also coming. They become too many, and therefore you might not even have the time to engage in real questions and in pursuit of knowledge. But you should never give up on the pursuit of knowledge, and also getting information about different matters. I have also remembered something that does happen with not even just children, but even in adults. Someone might be lost. You might, for example, have people, welcome to the studio, tell them you come over and we'll talk about this and that, we'll host you on this particular show. And then they might get lost on the way, and you will find people persisting with their ignorance. They would rather not ask anyone. They would rather just be moving around. And instead of wasting the whole damn time, why don't you just ask around? And some people literally know, I did not know who to ask, but you're still moving along the way and finding people that perhaps you can ask.
Sometimes
where is Karen?
People think that it is embarrassing.
Yeah, but you'd rather be embarrassed than waste like a whole 3 hours trying to move around, not knowing a place. For me, I think,
I think it's not a matter of being embarrassed. There's one, let's talk if you are like in the city of Nairobi. You come to Nairobi, yes, this is the first time you've landed here. You're supposed to go, maybe, let's say to Karen or maybe Ngong, and you don't know which way to take, and you get lost in the middle of the whole journey. If you try to ask some people, and personally I've experienced it, some people might give you a quite weird, arrogant answer. What guy? Just asking, just trying to ask for a direction is really wrong. So what's up, Or others might even lead you to a place where they know wakikupeleka hivi, hapo ndo watakupiga ngeta. Now there's nothing.
But for me, what I do, for example, if I'm in the city, you would ask people from specific places. For example, a watchman, security guards at different companies.
Exactly.
That person, after you move, you will find them there. Even if something was to go wrong and they give the wrong direction, something was to happen, you will still find them there. If it's a shop and they are attending a shop, you still find them. Do not just ask anyone walking around. Do not just go asking anyone walking around, because you'll not find them there. If anything was to happen and needed to refer back, you will not find them there. They are on their way. But for me, I think some of the people I do get to ask is the security building security officers that are there seated, and perhaps they might know the building I'm looking for. You might be in the CBD, it's very, very busy, and you do not know exactly the address of the place that you are going to, and then you might need to ask. But of course, even these days, there is a Google Maps, and therefore you just key in the details of whatever place that you are going to, and Google will let you know when you get there. But maybe perhaps your phone charge has gone out. You might not know. You might not be assisted by that as well. But anyhow, that is one of the proverbs. It says, a child who asks questions does not become a fool. I would also rather ask questions when I'm on my way and I do not know how to get to where I'm getting to, and look embarrassed or be embarrassed or whatever other kind of a thing they say would happen to you, than waste the whole damn day not knowing where you're going, moving around in circles. You would rather people do get to ask questions. And of course, another is knowledge is like a baobab tree. No one can encompass it with their hands. Knowledge is very, very expansive, and this also has to do with the earlier proverb. When you're out there in pursuit of knowledge, you cannot really know anything there is to know under the sun. You might have knowledge on this area. You might decide to specialize in history. You might decide to specialize in geography. You might decide to specialize in another area of science, and that would be the best for you. You cannot really be able to encompass everything. When it comes to knowledge, you cannot be able to know anything. But of course, if you stay in the company of voice people, then you would also be able to sharpen your mind and also learn a thing or two from them, and increase in your knowledge of different issues. The last one actually reads the Ghanaian words of wisdom. There are so many things that have been said by the Ghanaian people. I do not like also to just say Ghanaian, but I will just say even West African and African people at large, because people do move from Ghana, get into Nigeria, from Nigeria going to Ivory Coast, from Ivory Coast, it might be the same, they are actually the same people. Our final one reads, let not what you want, let not what you cannot do, let not what you cannot do tear you from what you can do. That is exactly what people actually sometimes fail to realize, that what you cannot really be able to do should not deter you from doing what you can. And for example, if you're approaching a big task, you are starting out, maybe you want to write a book, and you do not have the full resources of publishing the book. Do not let that stop you from taking a pen and a notebook and starting to write. You might say, oh, the cost of publishing a book is very, very high. What will I do when I get there? So do not really even worry about getting to publish that particular book at the final start. Just start, take a pen and paper, start putting down your ideas, and then along the way, you will find all these other resources to get to publish. So those are some words of wisdom coming all the way from Ghana. Those are Ghanaian proverbs. There are so many other interesting Ghanaian proverbs, and you can also get to engage with us on other subsequent episodes of the Rhythm Scoop Show, where we shall be talking about those particular matters. We shall be taking a short music break, but when we come back, we shall be letting you know what's happening on the beautiful continent of Africa. We do have updates from Kate and Johnny and myself, and this is a Rhythm Scoop Show. Remember, you can interact with us on Twitter at Black Hot Fire. At Black Hot Fire, we are there, and we are ready to engage with you. Even you can also call us in, which is +254 754 402 730. We would love to hear from you, and also we appreciate you for taking the time to join us on this podcast. We know that you have to hit the plantation. It's very, very busy when people are trying to move about their business, but you still find a minute or two to check in on us with the Black Hot Fire Network and find out what's good. So we truly love, value, and appreciate it. This is another jam that we also like to jam to right here on the Black Hot Fire Network. Of course, it's by the one and only Calligraph Jones. It's known as a Champes, and we hope that you also get to enjoy this particular jam right here with us. Seems like it's taking a second to queue, but yeah, here we go.
You handle them what you think is some of this rampage. You think you can just assault me with this man's fame? I'm a G, I'm a nigga that I can't slay. Don't think you can intimidate me, boy, this man's spray. Off the road to offer some people shante. Now you can hide with shuffle on my branches. The shaku mark, man, don't come up on tray. Contract is all the way from right, was a jungle. To why you see this in your jumping. Nah, boy, you ain't no champagne. You gotta relax, man. You're not in this rap game, sipping on a cheap liquor. We only do champagne. Luku zako mwakne, wezi kuwa champes. Unajirombosa bure no likuwa class. Nah, brother, see you can't say. Me, I just stack cake. Oh, we used to school together. Thank you for the upstate. Seeing you from over there, make you tell that it's our contest. Intimidate, make you know that it's the wrong step. You two are the biggest superstars in the country. So in actuality, or do you be champes? What you mean, I ain't no champ? Nah, brother, you are wrong. This boy be a champ. Oh, we know the money champ. Hell yeah, I'm a champion. You know that you a champion. Put them up, let's go. Champion, 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 champion. Sing to my champions. Yeah, we be the champions. Champions, champions. Yeah, we be the champions. I say my sister champion, 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 champion. Sing to my champions. Sir, we be the champions. Champions, champions, champions. You know the question, man, I've been brother. Call me the Amindada. I'm sonning them, I'm big brother. They know I'm the king, brother. All I do is win, brother. Move like I'm Sin Cara. All about my chin, brother. Pull up in a Impala. Ain't nobody touching me. Me, I got the recipe. I'm gonna be the legacy. But so don't mess with me. Passively, but raising the bar. Me do it carefully. Me don't want no bad vibes. Never let them stop me from my destiny. When I'm blessed to be, I go hard. Like I'm a beast with no heart. Man, I gotta represent. They calling me the Mozart. But can I be done back and well as it and great? Why I say, let them know they deal
that is the one and only Calligraph Jones, born Robert Ouko Bryan, and of course born in 1990 June, popularly known as Calligraph Jones, and he is also often referred to as Papa Jones for his songs. One of his most popular songs is Mazishi and Yego. Over the weekend, he did have a wonderful concert. It was the Tusker Oktoberfest. I think that was the last day of October. That was
the one was in
Mombasa. I think it was in I think it was in Mombasa.
Calligraph. So in Rongai.
So it probably was taking place
Saturday.
Yeah. So I think it might have been either Saturday or on Sunday. I got to see that particular one. And he knows how to put down one hell of a performance. He's very, very much energetic on stage. If ever I do get the opportunity. Have I seen Calligraph Jones performed? No, I don't think I have seen Calligraph Jones performed. But I also, someone else that I've also seen performed is not Octo. I've seen what do you call this guy that I used to work with, Molimorecho? Timothy that is also very, very much energetic on stage. He's normally always all over. And it's wonderful to see Timothy that concert.
But going to Calligraph, I think he was over the weekend. He also was bashed out, being considered as a deadbeat dad.
I wouldn't really talk on it because I wouldn't really know the full details. That is like a private matter.
No, it is private, but again, we need to address these issues clearly, to the deadbeat.
Someone would actually come up on the blog and put up something like that. There are, someone who also, there are some of the things that are put up on the blog. So until I would really like to know it's a verified story, I will not really bash him because it's hearsay. It's a tabloid, and that is what tabloids do. But anyhow, for his music, I do know that's a fact that he is able to put down performances that are really, really wonderful. Nonetheless, we are back with the Rhythm Scoop Show on the Black Network Network Media for the 21st century. And yesterday, we were following up a story about the collapse of a building in a place in Nigeria known as Ikoyi. And of course, this is in Nigeria, where rescue officials did recover about 20 bodies buried under the rubble after the 21-story building collapsed on Monday at Ikoyi in a part of Lagos, according to the National Emergency Management Agency. So this is the 20 bodies already recovered. And residents and family members of persons trapped under the collapse besieged the site on Tuesday, furious that rescue operations were going very, very slow. But at the same time, you might like to blame the rescue operations, but we also have to also go back into the people that had given the licensing of the construction of this building, all the regulators of construction work. So therefore, I would like also to say maybe the regulators of this construction work were not serious with their work. In as much as you might say, oh, we want to blame the people who did come to respond, you might also look at some of the problem to do with the regulation. Maybe there was some corruption. Some people will give you money, money will train hearts, and then after that, you'll be given the license or the go ahead to go and construct a building, even in a place where they know it's not really, really safe. And you might also now have a place where people are hurrying the whole process. They might be building in a haste, and therefore all the set standards are not met. Therefore, also jeopardizing the quality of this building, maybe perhaps leading to the collapse of this one. So they are about there's a building situated in Gerard Road. Trapped about 50 persons under the rubble, according to a witness. And of course, on Monday, it took 4 hours for excavators and other heavy equipment to arrive at the site. And when it comes to disaster response, 4 hours, yeah, it's too slow.
That's a slow movement. And this is why when we say that the services that are being offered by the government, it's really poor. Because we have spoken about this for some time, where we're saying when it comes to the services of the government, where we have there's fire somewhere, maybe something is happening somewhere, the rescue team is always taking time to come and rescue people, which is so bad.
And also when it comes to the matters of the regulations, I think better regulations should be made. And also not just making the regulations, but also enforcing these regulations. And it's very sad to hear about the loss of lives in such magnitude. It's very, very sad to see that people, of course, who have also slept on their jobs. Maybe the state, the local officials who are supposed to go into giving the licenses for these are also maybe perhaps involved in corruption. That is my assessment of the whole story. But we shall be keeping tabs on this particular story. I think the death toll might go even higher. The death toll might even perhaps reach over 50 people. which is very rather unfortunate. I do see Shepo Simono. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. When Shepo Simono joined on the other show, I wanted to ask him to give us the pronunciation of his name, because I believe I'm always butchering his name. He said he's not pronounced the way I pronounce it as Shepo. So so I wanted him to. If I was on the show, I would have asked him kindly to let us know.
To join.
No, we cannot join on. This one is on Mevo. On Mevo, you cannot really join on Mevo. But I was just saying, unless you give us a call, if in case you wanted to give us a call, Shepo Simono, you all much welcome to give a call on +254. Or I might even call up Shepo Simono. I think I might call up Shepo Simono and ask him if he could give us the pronunciation of his name, because I don't want to be calling it the way it isn't. The way it isn't. I was saying the Black Hot Network link is scary. Zero Mosquito joined the last time, and after he joined, I think he disappeared quick as he joined. So I am not sure. I just wanted to see.
He was saying, hello, can you hear me?
No, I cannot even try to do a General Mosquito accent. It's difficult. I do not know how to do a General Mosquito accent. But for Shepo Simono, if you're able to join us, you can also call us in and also let us know how your day is going, and also how we pronounce your name, because the other time I have been said to mispronounce your name. But thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Today we are discussing about Nigeria, and I was saying that in Nigeria there has been a collapse of a building in an area known as Ikoe, and there has also been the blame on the part of the disaster response team that took too many hours, and they think maybe perhaps if they took less than 4 hours, maybe some lives would have been saved. But also at the end of the day, you cannot also rush the rescue process. I also do get to realize that if you are working as this rescue team, you cannot rush it, because these are delicate place where you're trying to remove rumbles, and you don't know what they might also collapse on people who are below these particular rumbles. But nonetheless, that is what has been happening in that particular part of Nigeria, which is in Lagos, and it's a very, very much to hear. That is what is happening when they are trying to save some of these people. But nonetheless, this is a Rhythm Scoop Show. We are glad that you are with us, Shepo Simono, and everyone else that is with us on the broadcast. We truly value and appreciate you. Remember, you can find us on Twitter at Black Hot Fire on Twitter. And you can also let us know how your day is going and how is everything shaping up this particular month so far. We are already 3 days in, and before you realize it, we will actually be in December. And in December, times also move rather quick. So I don't know if people have been saving, because this particular year, people do say that you start saving for December holidays at around maybe February or even at around March. But this particular year has been difficult with all these COVID pandemic nonsense. So I'm not sure even this year the Sherehe will be as it is usually in other years, because of all these challenges. People getting laid off work, people companies are shutting down and other things like that. So I am not even that much optimistic that the same kind of merry spirit that is around in December will be around this particular year. I am not really optimistic about that particular one, but we shall be checking it and seeing how it goes. You saying I lasted longer than him. I hope Mosquito is also watching on this particular stream. But we shall be going on to more other different stories. But before then, we shall take a short music break. And when we come back, we do have more stories from Kate and Zobi as well with the Black Hot Furniture. This is one of the best hip hop MCs in the 254. Her name is Betty. The song is Most.
I just don't be. They think I'm doing the most. Cheers to the crew. This year we doing the most. Laugh at the past like ha ha. Right now we doing the post. Dropping this heat. BTD making a toast. I send my crew. We will go through. It's for the best, so we split it in two. Don't know about you. Stay at the top and I'll sleep like it too. My family, my muse. If you've been sleeping, just keep it on snooze. Feel like I'm chosen, so I gotta choose. My flow wave and my body you cruise. I'm doing the most, yeah. Cheers to the crew. This year we doing the most, yeah. Lost at the past, like, right now we doing the post, yeah. Dropping this hit. BTD making a toast, yeah.
Hold on. Cut.
Yes, and that is the one and only Betty, and it's always a vibe to get Jamina on the show. We do hope that one day we would also be able to interview Betty. I think she is a vibe. I don't think she is. She might be really laid back, and
she's supposed to be dropping a bang actually this Friday.
She's dropping her new music this Friday.
Yeah.
We shall be waiting on that NRC and Eva. It's party music for the holidays. Welcome back to the Rhythm Scripture. With the Blackwood Financial, we also do have our mornings and our stories are from Kate and Zobi.
For me, I wanted to talk about the matters of the IEBC. Of course, you know, in Kenya next year we are supposed to be, voting and electing a new president and some new MCs, some new MPs and stuff. But the issue is the IEBC is complaining that Safaricom has more registrations or registrars. There's such a term. Registrars. If there's such a term, like Safaricom has the most registered people in the M-Pesa app or rather the M-Pesa than the people who are supposed to be, in the voting station. They wanted to make a collaboration with Safaricom whereby they want to, the 35 million registered people in the M-Pesa. Registered people in the M-Pesa. So they were complying, rather saying that they should collaborate, and these 35 million people should be given free voters card for them to go and vote next year. Of which, for me, I think it is bribing, and which is also so bad without we citizens, our own knowledge. Yes, definitely I have to go take a voter's card, but I think it is also bad because what if I don't want to vote? What if I'm not, I don't feel like I want to vote because personally I don't want to vote, and I want to be voting rather electing a member of the parliament or a member who is not even going to uplift the community in any way. So for me, I think this is a bad idea with everything that they are trying to do or trying to collaborate with other people to get people to register rather to go vote for them.
I think we might even we might like to use some common sense even when you're doing this registration and save some money. Now that you mention it, Safaricom has more people on the registry than the IBC. Instead of using this money that IBC goes to register those people, how about you pay some money to Safaricom for that work, a little bit amount of money for that work, and then after that, instead of also having people go to the ballot, we were so much better in terms of technology. Instead of having people to go to the ballot, ile pesa mngetumia kuorganize hizo ballot, si mtumie some of the money, mtumie kila mtu atakama ni 200 kwa phone yake, mwambie just click it. You have options like you have a sub, mtumie sub, mnataka nani, this and that, una click kwa 200 yako, you just go, and then all this other money you told you have 2 billion, 5 billion for registering voters, another 5 billion for doing the elections, another 5 billion for this. All those billions, fanyeni kazi rahisi, mtumieni message muulize nani nataka, na hiyo pesa ingine you can use it for kujenga barabara or some other things. Instead of just kushinda hapo kujeni, you have to queue.
That's a lot.
From the comfort of your home. For the people who don't have phones, you can also find a way of getting to a range so that they are also captured in this whole platform. But now the problem is Africans do not like to see solutions for solutions. Wanataka mahali, they will corrupt the whole system. Even if it was to work theoretically, people will not still adopt it. Even if it was to work even practically, people still do not want to adopt it. Because wanataka mahali pesa itatumika, mahali pesa itapotezwa, mahali pesa, they want to just misuse money and all these other things. But if that is the case and Safaricom has, almost everyone on the system, why don't you work with the telecoms and now find a way of working, making the ballot work with the telecoms? But the problem is the corruption, the lack of integrity, and all these other things. And people will say, this is not what I put in, Safaricom has changed my result. That is a problem. But if we were to have, a level of technology where we can now just get into voting by the phones and everything else, then we'll even minimize. That ile siku will be just probably by saa sita will be done. No one will even be queuing anywhere, and you're done. And the money has been saved. Everyone gets to have a good day, and you continue. The next day you announce whoever is winning.
That's
and
a great idea.
Yeah, but now the problem is people are kutumia akili ngumu. People will rather not use their own mind.
It's what I was talking about, enhancing technology and embracing it. People wouldn't want that because they want
analog system. Yeah, because this would provide actually a very, very good opportunity. And na pia kwa kila mtu wa mpesa yake ikuwe balance ipande miangapi. I don't know how many. that would go with.
But
But that's a
government is
good.
also playing with our brains, because you want to tell me, but right now they are saying that there's the matters of the COVID and stuff. So if we queue in this particular line and we're supposed to keep a one distance,
It's
how
not
many
even
distance
like
do we have
that.
to queue?
Not even people in
But
South
yeah,
Africa.
I know.
They're doing elections everywhere. These are all.
Exactly.
These are sham.
I
At
totally
you'll queue and get sick of
Exactly.
what?
I
Yeah.
agree with you. They should bring up maybe a new technology in way how people they can really vote, and also find a way to draw people's attention, but not the way they are using.
But there is gonna be sure about that. Yeah, because that would be a good way to work. But anyhow, Kenyans the cheap politics. You do find that even solutions are not even adopted as solutions. They still want to make things a little bit more complicated. And also get away with as much money as they could, because even right now we're talking about the IBC. Kuna pesa itakuliwa kwa IBC. You can trust me. You can take my word. Kuna pesa even itakuliwa. And there's a whole lot of wrong things with the corruption that has affected us as African people. But we shall be talking about these and much more. We shall also be telling you what is happening with the voting in South Africa. There has been some local elections, but we shall be getting back into that right after this short music break. And of course, this is the one and only KJ Wong, and her music is also jamming, and it's known as Ambona. I hope you get to enjoy it. I see, Shepo, you're saying you tried calling in. I do not see, there might be a problem with the system, because I do not see any call that came in from +27. I think +27 is normally South Africa. I do not see any calls that are coming in from +27. Just try again. Kindly just try again. That is +254 754 402 730. That is a studio line. And also do let us know how your day is going, as well as matters that to do with the disaster responsive. You know how well we are prepared as the African continent in terms of a disaster response. Maybe perhaps in South Africa it might be different, but I know in Kenya people want to be reactive. They want to wait until the disaster has hit, and then after that we shall be hearing about how slow it has been and other things like that. People want to blame. That was the one and only KJ Wong. The name of the song is Ambona, jamming right here with the Rhythm Scoop Show on the Blackout Financial. Yeah, she does, and I hope that she is also coming out with more music before the end of the year. And I hope that the family also gets to enjoy that one particular song. We did have an interview with her some time back. Hopefully soon, when she's premiering new music, we can also have her join us right here with the Blackout Financial. Either on the Rhythm Scoop Show or on the Expression. That would be very, very much wonderful. Shepo Simono, can you try calling in again if you are able to, using the WhatsApp That's what's going on. Kindly use the WhatsApp. That is a WhatsApp call. It's a WhatsApp call that we are talking about, not the other normal call. We're just talking about the WhatsApp call, and I would be able to see that as well. The WhatsApp call. Kindly call in using our WhatsApp, and that is what's popping. We are back with the Real Scoop, and we are talking about matters in South Africa. And in South Africa, there has been a low voter turnout. And perhaps Shepo coming from South Africa, for me, I think my deduction from this whole story is that there is a sense of disillusionment. You know, people feel that the political class does nothing for them. Exactly. And even if you're putting people into positions of power, once you do vote for them, you will not see them again. Exactly. And therefore, that is why you might find that even if you're trying to put in a president, or not even a president, but even the people, at the local level, people do not really do much for you. There's a whole lot of promises that are made by these campaign class, but when the campaigns are actually being made, the promises are actually being made, they have no intention of fulfilling these campaign promises. I have seen that happen, and even this year, being a campaign here in Kenya, the same thing will be happening from perhaps the month of from December, going all the way into next year. Towards August, because that is when we are supposed to have the elections on August next year. But the final voters have been casting their ballots in South Africa for the local government elections on Monday night, which was the 1st of November. Early indicators suggested that the poll may have recorded a low turnout, according to the Daily Mavericks report. The decision by many voters is likely to leave a patchwork of coalition-run municipalities across the country, because the numbers there will not really even add up. So there has to be a coalition. There has to be a coalition governments in these different municipalities across the country. And also another thing I do believe is happening in South Africa is the popularity of the National Party, the ANC, the African National Congress, is also going down. It gets to a point where people do not believe in the politicians, and they also do not believe in these parties. They might come up and say, for example, in Kenya, we do come up with another. In Africa, one of the things that is happening, like I said, is that they are disillusioned. They feel these elections will not help us in any way. In as much as you might tell us this is what you want to do with the leadership of these local governments, that is just a whole lot of talking.
It's not only in South Africa, but also in Africa at large. Yesterday, I went to buy supper and I was trying to interact with a butchery guy, and he was like, he was talking about election. He was listening to news, so he was saying, you guys, you should go and take some voters card and go for these people. But again, he was like, after all, even if we vote, these people always just forget about us. They come here in this place, they talk all the talks about the other politicians, but at the end of the day, you have to, or rather you'll notice that these people feast in the same table, eat the same meal, or maybe just have a certain conversation. But we, the Wananchi, are the stupid ones. We end up fighting, we end up eating each other and each other's tribe and stuff. And for them, they have already acquired whatever they wanted to acquire. You voted, that is what they really wanted. They manipulated your mind, and that's it. You're forgotten. So I'd sympathize, rather I'd feel for South Africa, even if they don't want to turn out. It is their right. It is my right. Even if I go to vote, you need to fulfill whatever you promised to me, even if it was me individually. Nitakuja nikujenge hapa duka. Do it. At least let me remember I once elected someone and who did something for me. So next time at least I'll be motivated to hope that there might be a good leader even in the country.
But we do not have any good leaders left. If you get to ask me, what happens is that they get elected, and when they get elected, they want to go into parliament and also add on to their salaries. They will say we want some more allowances. We want more salaries for ourselves, and that is the only thing that they can get to agree on, not agreeing on how they can get to help anyone. The electorate that get to put them in those positions of power, that is the people they do not remember. They only remember them when it approaches another campaign year or another election year. That is the only time you will find them remembering the electorate who choose them and put them in those positions of power. But despite of the fears of the impact by the COVID-19 restrictions and the advent of a bad weather in some parts of the country, South Africans took to the polls to vote in the 2021 local government elections. The voter turnout was noticeably lower, with 48% of the nation's eligible members, voters, estimated to have gone to the polls in comparison to 57%. And I think if things do not change, even in the other elections, the numbers will continue to dwindle. You might also find them are now getting to about 40% of the electorate going to vote, and 60% deciding no, we don't want anything to do with these elections. We just be on the side and let them do that, and then after that we shall continue with the protest like they did have some few months ago. By 9:20 a.m. Central African Time on Wednesday, November 3rd, the country's Electoral Commission live election dashboard was showing the ruling African National Congress had captured the African National Congress has also lost its popularity, and that is because just calling through WhatsApp. Like I told you, Shepo, just calling through WhatsApp. That's how you do it. Or just put in just call us through WhatsApp. If that doesn't work, then we'll look into how we can actually get to fix the line as well. But we were saying that in South Africa, I think what has happened are some of the things that are pertinent have not been solved by the people. For example, the matter of land reforms. The land reforms in South Africa have not been addressed. They always are talking about, we have a new bill in Parliament, and we are going to push this bill to see that there will not be any compensation when the lands have been taken back and given back to the black people. But that eventually doesn't happen. It only remains to be a bill, because you know that when you're making a law, there has to be different stages of making this particular law. You know, there is the first reading, the second reading, and then there is also all these are different stages. So I don't think it even gets beyond, it gets past the second reading, and that is a problem. These are lawmakers in Parliament that have been chosen to represent the people. They will go there and still remain with the status quo. They will still go there and remain with the status quo. I just send you the number. You just put the number on your phone, Shepo Simono. It's not a link. We cannot have the link on we are using Amiibo. We cannot be able to put in a link. Just say the number on your WhatsApp and then call us via WhatsApp, and you'll find us right here as we have this conversation about South Africa, because we believe you being a South African, you also do have a better view of what is happening on the ground. All people right now are disillusioned to the level that they will not turn up. You know, even it was less than 50% of the people, of the population, that went to vote. And of course, right now they are saying 65% of the population, 65% of the votes have been counted. And so we shall be waiting to hear how these results also go. Perhaps by later today or by tomorrow, people will have an indication of what would be. For me, if you get to ask me, I believe in the fact that some people have said the more things change, the more they remain the same. The more you go and put in new people, the more the status quo remains in South Africa. But if you are able to call us via WhatsApp, +254 754, you just have to save the number and then give us a call via WhatsApp, and we shall hear from you in a few minutes. And they are still in a land restitution aspect. I do know they will not make a change, because the ANC itself, the way it has been constituted, you know, the way the ANC gets to work, you do find that it has been put there even from the time of Nelson Mandela by the people who do actually have the control of the country. And these are not the black majority, these are the white minority that get to run this particular country, and also other forces are from the outside, you know, the influence from the West, and also other different external interests that do get to determine who gets to be, you know, the head of these ANC, and who gets to say and who gets to make real decisions in that particular country. So it might be a bit difficult expecting change while you still have the same leaders with the ANC, and I expect that there will be land reforms and the land will be given back to its own rightful people, the black people in South Africa. That might not even really happen. You saying a shit, I missed Katie's show, I was working. It's all good, General Mosquito. It's all good. You're saying, hey, good afternoon, guys. I'm sneaking in for a few minutes. We understand that duty calls, I know for you it's 2 hours difference, so it's about 4 minutes to 2 p.m. wherever you are. It's about 4 minutes to 2 p.m. We understand that the 2 hour difference might also, you know, sort of inconvenience you a little bit when it comes to getting to join us from the start of the show. But you're saying hello to Shepo, and Shepo, I was saying if you are able to join us, tell us how things are going in the election in South Africa, you would be very, very much welcome. What you just need to do is save up the number and then give us a call. It's very, very easy for you to do so. If you are using the other platform, we would have just sent you a link, but this one we will not be able to send the link because it's on another different external camera. But family, we shall be taking a short music break. When you come back, we do have some updates from Katie right here with the Blackwood Financial Media for the 21st century. Keep interacting with us on our social media platforms. We are on Twitter, and you can also find us on Facebook as well, Black Hot Fire Network radio station. This is a song known as The Best of Me. It's by the one and only Lexa Wolf, all the way from Nigeria. is the one and only Lex the Wolf. The name of the song is Best for Me. And I do hope that you are doing fantastic wherever you are and are joining us from. Hi, good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. How is your day going? How is your day going?
It's fine, Spikes.
I do hope that everything is well in South Africa right now, because the last time we were talking about South Africa, we did say that something was going on, and we know there was a protesting, but things have normalized. Once again. The elections are going on. I don't know whether any of your family or even you yourself had any interest in the elections, the local elections in South Africa.
And most people never voted.
Most people never did.
Most people never voted.
Yeah.
Like even when I walked past these voting stations,
yeah.
They were empty.
Yeah.
They were empty. People didn't vote at all. They're not like playing this game anymore.
Yeah. Do you think what do you think would be attributed to this low voter turnout? Is it that people are tired, or is it that people do not any longer believe in the government? What do you think might be the reason as to why there's a low voter turnout in your country?
Man, the corruption is too much. Like people are not buying it anymore. They're not buying it anymore.
And they
don't feel that votes will change anything. So most people who never voted, like who previously voted for parties like ANC, those votes will revert back to the ANC. Yeah.
And also, let me ask you something. Now, when it comes to the people that were queuing up on those lines, when you compare the ages, do you think was it the older people who were queuing up, or was it the younger people? You know, maybe perhaps when it comes to the ages of the people that you were seeing queuing up in those polling stations.
Like I said, it's Spikes. There were hardly any queues. I never saw any queues. All I saw was just individuals coming in and out.
But
it's mostly middle-aged people, like people who are like in their 50s and stuff.
Yeah.
The young ones were not there at all.
Yeah. And I think the young people, of course, when it comes to the revolution that you have been talking about, the young people will get to a point where they will actually realize these political elites do not have our interest at heart. They do not want to benefit us in any kind of a way. When it comes to resources, we are being cut out of the deal. You know, South Africa has a lot of mineral resources, you know, the gold, the diamonds, and everything else. But if you look at the larger population, the money does not even get to them. The inequality, South Africa has been labeled as one of the countries with the highest inequality rates in the world. But the people at some point will just decide to close the gap by themselves. They know that the vote will not help. I don't know what your thoughts is on the same as well.
Yeah, a revolution is definitely coming, because like the wealth of the country never trickles down, especially to the youth. It never does. Most of these people who are in positions of power are the elderly. Like the youth is hardly there, like at least one minister who's like in his 30s, 40s, I think. But most of these people are old. All they want is retirement packages. They're working with white men. It doesn't trickle down to the people. And so a revolution is like the best solution. I don't see anything changing with these votes. How many times do we have to vote?
And also, let me ask you, there are two main parties, and also the third one, the ANC and also the Democratic Alliance. Democratic Alliance, they are saying, according to the votes that came in, which is 65% of the votes, they are saying the Democratic Alliance has gotten 22%. Are there any black people who still vote for the Democratic Alliance? I understand it's a party for the white people, but are there any black people that still pledge allegiance to the Democratic Alliance party?
They are always cool, Spike. They are always cool. You know, there's always a sellout. There's nothing we can do about that. For now, unfortunately, we have to wait for that maybe later when the revolution is complete. And we take off minutes.
Yeah, there will be a visit. There need to be a visit to these and also how about the economic front, the economic liberation front, the Julius Malema's party? Is it doing any good? Are people falling for his nonsense? Because he's also one of the people. Yeah.
Most people do go to his rallies and stuff, but when it comes to voting, like people are not voting for this guy. I think they figured out that he's being funded by a white man named Mazzotti.
Yeah.
I think most people found that out. So they know the hand that pays is the hand that rules.
Yeah.
I think they found it out.
So they would know. For the people that still do not know, they would actually be surprised that if at all he would get into power, nothing would also change, because he's also a puppet. You know, he was talking about the vaccines in South Africa, saying that they should be coming from I think the Chinese and from the West, and everywhere else. People should have an option for where they are getting these vaccines, and I think he is also one of the people that has also been compromised. But nonetheless, there is also another. I don't know if you guys want to say hello to Shepo.
Shepo.
Hello, ladies.
Hi. You're blushing.
Come on, I'm not. I'm not.
That is Getty is playing with Shepo Simono, but
teachers to pronounce your name.
Guys, listen. I want to give you my proper pronunciation of my name.
Kindly. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Tepo.
Tepo. Oh, Tepo.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's Tepo Simono. But the second one is, we are right to the second one. It's Tepo Simono, right? The second one is Tepo.
Not Tepo.
Tepo. Okay. I think
he keeps saying it correct.
Tepo.
I keep saying it incorrectly, but thank you, brother, for joining us.
No, correctly. He's saying correctly, Kate.
Yeah.
Katie gets it. Katie, I think Katie gets it, but my pronouns, is bad. But I will be using the second one. The second one is Simono, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, okay. Then I'll still be going with Simono. Katie, you're saying exactly.
But guys, Tepo is easier. Come on, guys.
Some people will also butcher the name. Some people will also butcher your name. I think Kid is asking whether you still have some of those headphones left.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're just messing with you. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, and it's wonderful just getting to hear from you. We hope that you can also be joining us on some of the other shows when you get an opportunity. General Mosquito, you said I expected you plug in the camera. Yes, I did. And I want to thank Shepo Simono also for joining us on the broadcast. Maybe anything else that you would like to say before you hang up on us?
No, it's daunting to call into the Black Hot Fire. I've never done this before.
Yeah, it's wonderful anyway.
I'm kind of like,
yeah,
I'm kind of like nervous, But it was nice. It was nice.
Joby was asking her when she should be coming down to South Africa. She wants to go to those Amapiano concerts. She wants to go to those Amapiano concerts.
So much.
And it's the wave right now. Is Amapiano, Amapiano right now it's big. Shepherd, do you listen to Amapiano yourself?
Oh my God, I don't listen to that stuff. I'm too old for that stuff. I don't listen to that.
Amapiano is Joby's favorite.
So you won't take me to come on, fella, so you were just lying to me.
Joby's our favorite. That is why she was asking about those artists. But thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, Simono. We hope that sometimes you can also join us on the other broadcast. Once we are able to do so, we want to wish you a happy and a productive remaining part of the day.
I see you.
For the people,
Flip is bashing me out for pronouncing the name wrongly, yet he can't even pronounce my own name correctly.
Except
my own name, he can't even pronounce it correctly.
He always says Jobida. That's the way you pronounce it. But I hope there will be some change, because in South Africa, the inequality, like I was saying a little bit earlier, it's only the youth that would actually come up and decide, they are tired. And also get rid of these corrupt leaders. It's an African problem. Let me not say it's a South African problem. It's an African problem.
Yes.
But when we come together as an African people, we'll be able to find solutions at the end of the day. We are almost winding up with the Rhythm Scoop Show, but we hope that you can also join us maybe on subsequent episodes. And of course, we shall be winding up with one of the South African songs that Simono might not like to listen to. But this is us signing out, and this is jam known as Nkulu. Thank you so much.